Hey, it is Thursday, and it is a little before noon, 11:30ish. I'm gonna do another quick video on as I continue to go through our trip, and just know that having been there just 4 weeks ago and having been back just 3 weeks with all that's going on in the Holy Land, it has a greater impact, I think, on some of us that had been on the trip. But we're on, I think, day 6 in my videos, and this was a very special day. Not the most special day, but a very special day because we went to Bethany, and that's where Mary and Martha lived. And a little side note, when I was first ordained, I read the gospel where Jesus says, "Martha, Martha," and I said it like this, "Martha, Martha," because I'm a Yat from New Orleans, and my wife happened to be in the congregation. It was some young girls from one of the high schools there. They started giggling. He said, "Martha." My wife told me that. It's been a long-going little light-hearted part about the Saint Martha. But anyway, this is where Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. And it's a very special place. We went we went to this whole area. It was awesome because, if you're in that area around Bethany, you're not far from the Jordan River. And we went there after we went to the place of the raising of Lazarus from the dead. Then we went over to the Jordan River. And then after that, we went through Jericho. And Jericho is a very interesting place because, you're now on the Palestinian side, and that's where all this commotion with the war is going on, because these people want their own territory. But more than that, they just want the Jews out. They don't want Israel to even exist, and that's why they attacked Israel the way they did. And when we were in Jericho, there were a lot of Palestinian Muslims there. They were nice to us. They weren't terrible or anything like that. We got to have lunch, and we stopped, had to use the bathroom, went to a gas station. They were very nice to us. We were headed to the Dead Sea. So this is a day where we started with the Jordan River and the Dead Sea. And if you know a little bit about the geography, a little bit, the water from the Jordan goes downward and gets to the Dead Sea, and it doesn't go anywhere from the Dead Sea. And the Dead Sea is dead because the water doesn't give life to anything. So it's really interesting. We got to the Dead Sea, and it was a very tough physically event for us, because you park in this lot, you come into this area that's kind of like places to eat, things to drink, refreshments and all that, and there's these showers and restroom areas for men and women, and you go in and you change and you put on something to get into the water. Well, when you start to head down to the water, it's about a mile, it seems like, of a walk. It's a very long walk, and it's down because you're going down toward the water. And so it was a very tough thing to get down there. Well, when you get down there, it's kind of funny because the water is so full of salt that it's buoy. It pushes you up. So like, I got into the water, and it was rocky. It was hard to walk on it. But anyway, I sat in the water. It was probably this deep, maybe this deep. And I sat, and I kind of inched outward, and eventually my butt raised off the rocks, and I was beyond the rocks, and I laid back, and the water just held you up. Unbelievable experience. You just lay there. I don't think you could possibly drown. They keep telling you, don't get on your stomach. It's so salty. It was not a good experience. It was kind of funny, the way it happened. But in retrospect, if I had if I was going to set up a pilgrimage to holy sites, I probably would not put the Dead Sea on there. But it is interesting. Now, we didn't go to Qumran where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found and all that. That was in the surrounding areas, and there's history there. So on this day, this will be a short video. We started in Bethany, went to the Jordan River. And by the way, the Jordan River is dark. I mean, it's muddy. Like I have Jordan River water, and the sediment has settled down at the bottom. It's just sediment. I mean, it's one of the guys on the trip did go and submerge himself in the water. Everybody renewed their baptism at the Jordan River, which was pretty cool. So this was one of those days where you do things you're supposed to do when you're over in that part of the world. You know, the Jordan River, the Dead Sea, Bethany. You know, and so tomorrow when I do the video, we're going to talk about some other things, so maybe some more theology things, and it's going to be very interesting. So what I'd like to ask you to do, if you would please subscribe to my channel, and please like the video, and please share it. And I'm going to end with just a few little thoughts about what's going on over there. I was in a men's group meeting yesterday, and the men were talking about, you know, the Palestinians and the Jewish people and Israel, and there's a lot of confusion about it. I have watched 4 or 5 videos now on the history, the long history of it, and there's so much confusion because people don't understand that, you know, the Jewish people have been there a long, long time. And when they weren't there, it's because they were dispersed. They were, you know, dispersed into Egypt. They were dispersed by the Babylonians, the Persians, you know, and they always wanted to get back to their land. And Palestine, that whole area, was part of the British Empire before World War II. And what happened was, after the war, the British Empire was ready to relinquish the land, and the Jewish people started coming back because they had been persecuted by the Germans. And so they started coming back, and so eventually they said, well, what are we going to do about this? And the United Nations formed Israel. It's a small, small country, and all they want to do is be left alone. And that's what they keep saying. We'll have peace if you will just leave us alone. But that's not what the other side wants. The other side wants them gone because they believe that they're on their land. They don't want to be just on the other side. And so you have all this hostility and turmoil, and it's a very sad thing. And I'm not trying in this video to take any side one way or another. I'm just saying that when I was there, my experience is that when you were on the Israel side, I mean, you know, and you were there, and then you had to go through a checkpoint to the Palestinian side, you could tell you went from a very prideful area where people took care of things to an area where people didn't care about the area. It was trash and stuff and just not well cared for, you know, and you could just go without even checking. I mean, the checkpoint is for going the other way when you're coming from the Palestinian side into Israel, and they checked us pretty thoroughly. But you could tell the difference in attitude. The Jewish people are proud of their country. They take care of it. The Palestinians, not so much, you know, and I'm not judging. I'm just saying I'm sharing what I saw, you know, and so pray for what's going on over there. Let's pray for peace. We should all want lives to be spared if possible. So with that, I'm going to sign off for this one. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about some more important things. Tomorrow's going to be a good video. Or whenever I do it, it'll be tomorrow or the weekend. So God bless everybody. Take care. And remember, like and share. God bless. Bye.